Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I am in Grand County, Colorado, and I'm staking a gold claim. I just pounded the first stake in. This is the northern corner. My claim is triangular shaped to kind of follow Willow Creek here, which kind of winds around. It goes along the mountain over to 200 feet from the highway and then up to this post right here. So right there is the southwestern stake. We were just at the northern stake. So a straight line from that to that southwestern stake, and then from the southwestern stake down to, see where that bend is? The other corner, the southeastern stake, is down in there. That's about 0.15 miles from here. And then that is about a quarter mile north. And all of this is Willow Creek. Everything past 200 feet from the highway, that's all my claim, including where I'm standing. All right, so as you can see, it's a pretty steep hike, and everything's been burned out a couple of years ago up here in Grand County. All these mountains were burned up, unfortunately, because this was a really nice forest at one point. You can see there's lots of bends and turns and gravel bars, plenty of running water for the sluice box, and even parking right there. It's like 100 degrees in Denver today, so I threw some stuff in the back of the car, just run a couple buckets. I have my sluice box and stuff, and yeah, it should be a fun day. Get away from the heat. I got Timber with me too, and you'll see him. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Come here, it's too close to the road. So this is like the parking area right here. There's an access right here. I got some gear here. We'll walk down there and yeah, I'll start panning for some gold. I'm gonna show my discovery stake right there. That is a post that I hammered in the ground. It has all my paperwork in there. It's a weatherproof container that's attached by wires to my discovery post here. It's about a 2.5 hour drive from Denver, where I'm at here. And we can pretty much pan or sluice pretty much anything all the way. I mean, really, we can go up in the mountain too. This place has been claimed before, but the previous claims have expired, so I grabbed it. And yeah, let's go ahead and set up our gear. Well, first I'll show you what I brought. This is the Garrett Super Sluice Gold Pan. This is an old Bazooka Gold Trap fluid bed sluice. We'll put that in the water right over here. 2 big buckets, a small bucket to bring my concentrates home, and a 1/4-inch classifier. This 1/4-inch classifier isn't necessary, but if I don't use it, rocks tend to get clumped up in here. So I like to bring the 1/4-inch Arbor Fabricating classifier. If you guys want one, I'll leave a link below with a discount code and everything. And a shovel and the dog. So right here we have some pretty fast running water, and these fluid bed sluices kind of require it. Plus down here, it's kind of like a deeper spot. So that means we can run a lot more material and not have to keep clearing out the back end of it. So these are real easy to set up. I'm just gonna clear a spot, set it down, put a rock on top. You know what? I'm just gonna move it to a deeper spot. There we go. Now I need to put a big rock on it. Go get me a rock, Timber. I got a rock over here. There we go. There we go. Pretty good. Kind of aim it downstream. Perfect. So the other day I came out here just with my gold pan. I did not even bring my shovel or anything, just the gold pan. And right here, there's a flat rock on the ground. I used this rock to scrape some of the overburden into the pan. I panned it out right here, maybe a coffee cup full of material, and I found a pretty nice flake. So we're gonna dig right here. And again, a little self-promotion for this classifier. I did help design this about 5 or 6 years ago. Call me spoiled, but this thing makes the difference between a headache day out on the river and a fun day. I don't know if you've ever tried using one of those plastic classifiers. They're just a pain to use. Like, I mean, they're actually painful to use. All right, we're going straight down, making a hole right here. And I mean, there's not even bedrock right here. This is just overburden. Just broke my bucket. These Home Depot buckets only last so long. Luckily, I brought a spare. So since I broke this bucket, oh, dang. Since we broke this bucket, we'll just run this material and then use the other bucket later. All right, and then once you have your material, there's really no science to it. I mean, you got to make sure you have good water flow in this type of sluice, but all you have to do, shovel it in, and that's it. Nothing exciting here. It is relaxing though. One thing I like about these fluid bed sluice boxes, you don't have to worry about cleaning it out. Unless you're running tons and tons of material, you set it, you feed it, you forget it until you're done. Because all the concentrates, the black sands and all the gold, they're all trapped up here underneath. Lots of black sand here, by the way. Some people have been asking for a video specific to how to file a gold claim. And I'm not an expert at it, but I think I could piece together a video explaining the basics. I want to say it's not too difficult, and it really isn't once you understand it, but that's just like anything. It's like algebra is easy, not until you understand it, right? I mean, I guess I could explain it while I dig. So first thing you have to understand is that you can only file a claim on BLM land or United States Forest Service land. So obviously you have to determine that. Once you determine whether or not it's BLM land or United States Forest Service land, then you have to determine if there's mineral entry or access at all, because some places, even though it's BLM or US Forest Service, there's still no access. Then you have to find out if there's an active claim in the section that you're looking at. And all of that is determined by the PLSS system, which is another learning curve on its own. Like, for example, this section that I am in, there's 2 other placer claims in the section that this claim is on. Now, the trick is to find out where the exact borders of those other claims are. You have to call the BLM, give them the serial number of those other claims. Now, of course, before you stake a claim, you got to make sure there's gold out here. Of course, I came out here, I sampled around, found some gold, and then came out here with my corner posts, all mapped out in my GPS, pounded them in, got my discovery stake right here where I first found gold. There's a couple different forms you have to use, like the notice of location, the certificate of location, and a map with a drawing or a screenshot of your actual claim boundaries. All that stuff has to get filed with the county recorder and the BLM. Of course, you gotta pay. It ain't free. And after all that, you got yourself a claim. Now, I guess I could do a more detailed video on how to do that, but there's other channels. I know Jeff Williams. You're not supposed to work by the high walls, puppy. Haven't you learned that in MSHA school? Yeah, Jeff Williams has a great video on how to file a claim, and I'll put a link to his video down below. But yeah, it's a great way to be able to come to your own area where nobody else is allowed to prospect except for you. Anyway, I'm gonna keep digging here, and I know there's gonna be a lot of black sand, so I'm not gonna be able to process it out here. I'm just gonna spend my time out here feeding buckets through that sluice box. All right, time for some lunch. Here we go, our favorite. All right, you're about 1/8 of the size of me, so you get about 1/8 of the food. All right, and the rest is for me. You get to drink the water after I'm done. But I found some nice gold here. This is about 1 shovel full. This is the black sand. You know what? Let me turn around a bit. Let's see if there's anything in that 1 shovel full. I'm looking for some pieces. There's a piece of flour gold up there. I don't see any bigger pieces in that shovel. All right, nothing crazy. So one little trick I like to do is take 1 rock for every bucket that I run. That way I don't have to worry about paying attention to how many buckets I ran for an accurate count at the end of the day. All right, we're on bucket number 4 and I sprung a leak here. It's still holding water, so I'll keep digging. This is the current pit. We're 4 buckets in. We might be able to get another bucket or two. We'll see. Man, it's nice out today. Like I know you can hear the water in the background, but like everything else is just silent. So Timber's been working hard, so have I. I've got only 4 buckets, but I sprung a leak. There's a big crack. It's not holding water anymore, so I actually need to stop. I could probably get more material if I just, you know, classified it directly into the pan, but I think 4 buckets is a good point to stop. Now I did 3 sample pans and only found flour gold, which is strange because right on the top, on the surface, I actually found a nice flake. So, I mean, we'll see once we get back. So now I just have to clean up the sluice box, gather everything up, and head back to the shop. Okay, we're back at the shop. These are the concentrates plus my snuffer bottle. There's only some flour gold in here that I grabbed while we were doing those sample pans. Minus the weight of the gold pan, we're at about 7 pounds of concentrates here. The way I'm gonna process this is first we're gonna classify it to plus and minus kitchen strainer size material. Then we're gonna remove the magnetic material. And then we're gonna run the minus kitchen strainer through the sluice box to concentrate all this down to a manageable amount of material. It's probably an easier way to do this. You know what? I got a better idea. This is an 1/8 inch Arbor Fabricating classifier. I'm just gonna run it through this into a bucket. All right. Now I'll just run this through the kitchen strainer since there's only a small amount of material here. All right, here we have the plus and minus 1/8 inch and the minus kitchen strainer. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use a kleshgold.com black sand magnetic removal tool. And yeah, this is gonna save us a lot of time. Holy cow. There's so much black sand in here that I have a feeling once we get it all removed, there's really not gonna be much material at all to process. So I'm gonna take my time. This is gonna actually be quite the process of removing all the black sand. I won't be able to get all of it, but I'll be able to get most of it, probably 95%. I'm just gonna dip this down right into it just to see how much is really in here. Oh yeah, there's a lot. If you guys are looking to buy one of these, I have them on sale for under 20 bucks on kleshgold.com. They work really good. I know I explain this pretty much every video, but when I pick up the black sand, I drop it, I pick it up again, I drop it again, and I do that 3 or 4 times until the black sand jumps up to the magnet. Now, this will only work with really strong neodymium magnets like this. The reason being is you don't want to just grab this and then throw it over here, because you can see there's very likely gold clumped up with this. So if you drop it and allow the black sand to fly up to the magnet, it's not going to bring as much dirt with it. You'll still get a little bit, but not much. And you still have to pan this anyway. All right, here we have our plus kitchen strainer stuff and our minus and our magnetic material. We're gonna pan out the bigger stuff first because I actually don't know if there's any nuggets from this specific area on my claim. So we'll get this out of the way. I don't think there is. Then we'll pan out the magnetic stuff just to get that out of the way. And then where I'm expecting to find gold is in this material. There's not much left, maybe 2 pounds. Well, let's weigh it. The Super Sluice Gold Pan weighs 1 pound and 4 ounces. We'll zero it out. There's only 2 pounds of pay dirt here. Our black sands weigh almost a full pound. I thought there was more, but there is a lot there. All right, let's bring over Crusty Rusty. I'll add some water and a few drops of Jet Dry. That's a surfactant that'll break the surface tension of the water. All right, I'll start out with the biggest size. If we find gold in here, I'll be extremely happy, but that's about a 1 in 1,000 chance. Although it's not common, it is possible to find nuggets out there. I have to go back up there with my metal detector and go over the tailings pile, just in case, because you never know if there's going to be a big gold nugget that the 1/4 inch classifier threw out. Oh, I thought that was a nugget for a second. It wasn't. All right, any nuggets? How awesome would that be? Too awesome for this video. Okay, no nuggets. Next up is the next smaller size. Now, if we find gold in this size, I would say maybe a 1 in 100 chance. I'll be extremely happy as well. In that area is mostly flakes and flour gold. That's what I'm expecting to find. And once I get a high banker up there running, maybe with a gold cube or just a dream mat or something, you know, you could get a lot of flour gold. It adds up quick. All right, we're actually getting down to some black sand, which is strange because I classified it. All this black sand must have been, I must not have classified good enough is what I'm saying here, because it was dry material. So right there, might find some gold here actually. Okay, no gold. All right. Okay, now for the black sand, because it is the most difficult thing to pan, that's why we remove it to begin with. We're only gonna do like a spoonful at a time. This is a process, and we're probably only gonna find flour gold if we do find any gold, but I like to be thorough here, so I'll go ahead and take care of this, and I'll let you know what I find. All right, I'm impatient, and I have the correct technology here to process these black sands a lot quicker than just panning them out spoonful by spoonful. So this is called the electromagnetic dry separator for black sand. It's from miningmagnets.com. I'm gonna turn it on to about 12 volts, and I'm just gonna feed the black sand through the top. All the magnetic stuff is gonna come over here to the right, and all the non-magnetics are gonna fall straight down into the tub. If I go nice and slow, I won't have to pan any of these magnetics. Because I've done tests with this before, and it has like a 99% recovery. I'm very confident in this machine. This is the older version of the machine. They have a newer one, a blue one. I have one of those too, but I already had this one set up, and I like using this one. It fits on my bench better. Here's a better shot of how it works. Take a spoonful, feed it into the funnel at the top. The magnetic material goes over to the right, and the non-magnetic material falls into here. All right, there we go. This is all the black sand that's actually magnetic, and this is the stuff that is slightly less. So I'd rather pan this than this. We don't have to touch this anymore. That machine is the biggest time saver I have, I believe. If I would have panned all that black sand 1 spoonful at a time, it would have taken me 3 hours. We're gonna leave everything in the pan. Now I'm just gonna take my time and wash it back, and I'm watching for little flecks of gold coming down. I might find a little bit of flour gold, if anything, but again, I'm just doing this for the sake of doing it. I would hate to miss some gold. Not seeing anything yet. And there's 2 pieces of flour gold right there. 2 tiny pieces right there. And I know it's crazy, all this extra work just for 2 little pieces of flour gold or whatever's here. Actually, there's a nice flake right there. A decent little flake. I mean, that's all. All right. At least now we know that we got everything, right? All right. Now for the minus kitchen strainer with most of the magnetics removed. I thought about it for a second, and I have this loose box all set up. Might as well just run it through. All right, so I have like 2 pounds of material here. I'm just gonna wet it down because you don't want to run anything dry through your sluice box. We'll fire this thing up. I'll start feeding it. All right, that's a whole lot easier than panning. It's a small amount, mostly black sands actually. It's like stuff that I missed with the magnet, I guess, the first time around. All right, so I'm just gonna pan off those blonde sands off the top, being extremely careful here. Once I see the black sand starting to go off, that means I'm losing gold. 1 spoonful at a time. Lots of garnets, small garnets. There's some lead right there. All right, I'm starting to see some flower gold at the top. There's some flakes just poking through right there. I'll tap it up and see if there's anything significant. That looks pretty good so far. We're not down to it yet. All right. Some flakes, some flower gold. All right, just washing back that first spoonful. You can see there's some flakes and flower gold in there. Not bad at all. So that's actually a pretty good spot to, you know, set up the high banker and just run 50 buckets. Like, this is better than what I was finding at Alabama Gold Camp. Just as an example, and this is only one spoonful, so that's probably like 1 bucket's worth, I would say, because I have about 3 more spoonfuls to go. All right, spoon number 2. I just saw a nice flake of gold in there. Nice. When I see that, it gets me excited to go up there with some bigger equipment. I would like to take a high banker up there, maybe a dredge at some point, and just spend, you know, a couple days up there, invite some people up, you know. And I think in the near future, at least once I get some gear set up there, then you can bring your own gear as well. I'm going to invite people to come on up and just dig, you know, camp, whatever you want to do. You can camp right there on that parking area. There's a nice flake of gold right there. And yeah, it'd be a great time. Maybe go up there for 2 or 3 days. There's a nice flake. Now we're actually finding, I think we're starting to find the good stuff here. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of gold up in the corner here. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm talking about. There's a leaf. There's some gold up here in the corner. There's a nice flake right there in the middle. But imagine running, you know, a couple 100 buckets of this stuff. This is only 4 buckets, so not bad at all. So this is awesome. I'm really happy so far. I'm gonna clean up the rest of this. I'll pan this back a few more times, get any of the flower gold out, and then we'll take a look and see what we have in the snuffer bottle. That amount of gold in 4 buckets is actually really good, even compared to some of the places that I've gone around the United States and panned for gold in some of the best places in the world. Now, this isn't all concentrates. This was pretty much an overburdened pile on top of a gravel bar. I didn't even get under the water yet. I didn't even find bedrock yet. This is just float gold. So that's very, very promising from this new claim. Just by looking at this, I would say I probably have to run 20 or 25 buckets to get about 1/10 of a gram. So you do the math. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos from my claim, please hit the thumbs up button. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for watching my video. If you're still here, you're one of the 42% that actually watched the whole thing, so I really appreciate that. Also, a big thanks to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members on the screen. And if you like this video, you're going to like the other ones linked here on the screen as well. And thanks for watching.